Duncan here, Head Pro at Burford Golf Club, and welcome back to another video. I hope you've had a nice Easter weekend and I hope everyone's safe and well. Thank you for all that have subscribed and shared the videos, and we're going to continue to do these during these difficult times. So today we're going to do the bump and run, which is obviously an extension of what we've been doing on the whole video scene, which has been the short game. We've learnt the basic chip shot, and so today we're going to look at the bump and run, which takes us more towards that 40, 50 and even 60 yard distance, and perhaps beyond as well. So before we do, it's now time for question of the day. So we've had a question from Tony Payne, and Tony's asked, what is the technique for a really short chip shot? For example, when you just miss the green by 1 or 2 meters and the hole is cut close to that side of the green, I often feel I need a positive stroke, but at the same time need to take a bit off the pace of the ball. So it's a really good question, this, because obviously what we've done so far is we've learnt the 30-yard chip shot, and it's just a generalisation. It just tends to be a good distance to promote an aggressive impact, but also to see it pulling up short and not running through the back of the green. But when we're doing a shorter, more gentle chip shot, we're basically using exactly the same technique as we have done with the chip, because we've cleared our body out of the way, which means we're then able to pass the impact area with our arms and hold a nice definitive location of follow through and not see a great deal of wrist hinge, which is what we're really trying to avoid. So I usually describe to people about throwing keys, and when we're looking at a distance, when we're passing keys to one another, whether you're stood a yard away, 5 yards away, we just throw the keys, toss the keys, and it lands in that person's hands more times than not. And you're not thinking about it, it's just autopilot, and that's just down to your natural feel. And so what we're doing with the chip shot is the same principles, where you're just going to look at your shot, you're going to choose a land point, and then you're going to execute that shot. And so as long as you're in that position that we've discussed and described and worked through, it will enable you to then just provide that level of feel towards the target and create the distance control that you require for that shot. So we're not going to change anything. All we're going to probably do is visualize our impact, and possibly, if anything, we're still going to be accelerating and hitting down into the back of the ball, but we are going to just hit the ball a bit softer. Just with that little bit less aggression, and that should find that your distance will then be able to be varied. But to start with, we work on that 30 yards, we work on that aggressive downward hit, which just promotes positivity, and then you can start to work on your feel as you improve on that. So I hope that makes sense. I hope that answers your question, Tony, and thanks for all your questions. Keep them coming in, they're very much appreciated. And now for the bump and run. Okay, so the bump and run. So in essence, this is an extension of distance from the green. The shot itself is not the kind of accuracy you would expect from a pitch shot from about 50-60 yards, but what it should be doing is giving you a guaranteed 2-putt, so that you've got the ball on the green, the ball's probably within 20-25 feet at most, and that's giving you that opportunity rather than potentially hitting a heavy one, running one through the back of the green. It should just give you a pretty much certain 2-putt from that point. Now it's important, we've discussed it on a previous video, that you're going to take a lot of ball control and distance control out of it, because for a start, when you play the shot, it's going to kill its spin as soon as you hit the fairway rather than it landing on the green and checking. So now all of a sudden you don't really know how far that ball's going to be releasing out. Then you've got potential divots, undulations in the ground that you can't necessarily see, pine cones, etc. So you've got things that might be in the way, but again, like I said, even with those kind of impacts, you should find it gets the ball on the green and gives you that 2-putt opportunity. So the shot itself is extremely accurate, and the direction is very much on the target almost all the time, assuming you get it out the centre of the club face. And so this shot can really come in handy when you've got extreme weather conditions, or perhaps really narrow entrance to greens and the pins at the front, and you've got surrounding bunkers, you've got overhanging trees, you've got wind coming from a direction. So all of a sudden, as opposed to having to manipulate this high level skilled shot that avoids all of the trouble. We can just set up to the shot, use a less lofted club such as a 7-iron, bump it in, it'll find the line you've picked more times than not, and as a result it's going to get it past all of these difficult elements that you might have in front of you. So it's a really useful shot to have. So we're just going to go and hit some shots now. I'm going to recap from where we were. You can see straight away we've got 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock, same position. This is a 58-degree wedge. Going to play a short little chip shot to start with. So we're getting up into this position. Now I'm actually at King's Barnes on this occasion because I thought I've got loads of open expanse to play this shot. And this particular green, the shot that I'm hitting, it's quite an uphill slope, so it's taking all the run out of it. But I'm just demonstrating the fact that this ball is probably going to carry around 15-yard mark, something like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go further out. So we're going to pick a 7-iron, and then we're going to choose our distance, and we're going to go out to, I don't know, let's go 60 yards. So we're going to go 60 yards, and we're going to adopt the same principles that we've actually utilised for the chip shot. Open stance, weight in the left shoulder, tall, ball position at the back of the stance. Obviously the club's longer, so you're going to have to stand a bit further away, but the principles of the shot are exactly the same, just stood a little bit further away. So we're going to put that into practice. So I've got more distance than I had before, still got my open stance, ball position at the back, standing tall, and then short back and punch down. Okay, well that's pretty cool. Quite pleased with that demonstration. And as proven, the accuracy level of this shot is very high. The direction is very, very narrow. You're not really going to see a great deal of dispersion with it being such a short, detailed shot. So if we look at the numbers are always going to increase. The ball speed's going to go up. It's a longer club. There's less loft on it, so there's more forward energy. So we're going to see those distances climbing up. And you can see, to be honest with you, when it did hit the flag at that point, it was still moving with a reasonable amount of speed. So, and that was at 60 yards. So this thing could go up to 80, 90 yards, assuming the ground conditions are suitable for it. So I'm going to hit a few more. It seems a shame after doing that, that I've got to hit some more, but I'm going to do. And so we can just do a little demonstration as to see that shot repeated.
So let's do something crazy. Grab my hand and I'll show you funny. Something crazy. I know you want to.
So that last one's travelled out to 74 yards. Obviously there's going to be a lot of release because it's on the green, the spin's gone, but you can see straight away that you've got a very accurate shot, you've got something that'll go the distance, and it's a very, very useful shot to have, especially when the environment's quite tough around you. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed that. Today we've covered the bump and run, touching on distances that are outside of the 50-yard realm, but with great accuracy. Please keep subscribing, please keep sharing, and I hope everyone's keeping well, safe, and look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks a lot.